Am I crazy? Do I have mental problems? Now we have two chumps, John Cohen and Justin the little baby. Both of them together like little lovers.
Beneath the peaked cap brim, the trench lines tremble when the lights grow dim. He scans the radar with his empty eyes, a skeletal shadow where the vulture flies. He maps the coordinates, he reads the grid. No enemy bunker stays a secret hid. The captain orders the artillery strike, an undead brain that the living dislike. Black banners waving in the choking smoke, the final word that the captain spoke. The fabric screams beneath the burning sun. Jesus is the Christ, God's holy son. Forward march through the mud and fire, an unstoppable army of pure desire. He intercepts the signals through the radio waves and sends the legions from their shallow graves. An iron phalanx that can never bleed. They take the valley at a terrifying speed. No wall can hold them and no blade can halt. A calculation for the last assault. He knows the weakness in the enemy lines and detonates the subterranean mines. Black banners waving in the choking smoke, the final word that the captain spoke. The fabric screams beneath the burning sun. Jesus is the Christ, God's holy son. Forward march through the mud and fire, an unstoppable army of pure desire. Out across a silent plain, no foe is standing in the acid rain. The intel officer has closed the book, the battlefield conquered with a single look. The skeletal army plants the flagpoles deep, while all the nations of the living weep. The black silk ripples as the empire falls, his message written on the broken walls. Black banners waving in the choking smoke, the final word that the captain spoke. The fabric screams beneath the burning sun. Jesus is the Christ, God's holy son. Forward march through the mud and fire, an unstoppable army of pure desire.
Shalom, salam alaikum. Peace be with you, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. As you see, we got those two nut jobs. They call me a nut. They feel so threatened by me, they had to join together. Now, I'm going to show and teach you guys how to really destroy John Cohen. I'll give you a great way just to destroy him. He's always, atheists are always trying to say God is angry, he's mean, he does these things, he lies, all these different things that they try to say about the Father. Time out, you morons. You see, they like to do evil and wicked. Even though they won't, they try to play like they're goody two-shoes. You see, but in reality, just going on their channel, you see how they actually treat people. And truthfully, everyone, that's why I treat them like shit. If they were more respectful and not be so boastful and egomaniacal and dumb, I would treat them like I do anybody else who comes here. But because I see what they do to other people, I see how they try to manipulate or get over on someone, make fun of someone, or try to call other people like me. You call me mental. Yeah, you don't have any evidence of that. None. Oh, he's crashing out. Oh, demon. You just like when the Christians say to me, demons are manifesting. Now the atheists say crash out. That's their word. He's crashing out. Ah! This is so fucking lame. This shows the lack of intelligence that these guys actually have. So you want to destroy these guys. Ask an atheist, you got children? Atheist says yes. I say to the atheist, do you give your child free will, meaning you let them live and grow, even though, yes, you have rules, just like God has the law, but you have let them roam around the house. You let them go outside and play and roam around outside and play. And yet you may have given them rules and regulations. Let me ask you fucking atheists this question. If your child disobeys your rules and regulations, what do? You discipline them? Oh, no. Uh-oh. You're hitting people. You remember how that John Cohen used to try to make the argument? By the way, let's get into the Hebrew word smite, smote, and the Arabic word for it as well. Since these clowns really don't have any education in it, just because you smite something doesn't mean you're doing harm to it, by the way. Just when God smote the Israelites, it doesn't mean that he unalived all of them. It's a disciplinary. Smite and smote and smitten can also be designated as a disciplinary word, you donkeys of men. So did you smite your child, John Cohen? Do you smite, do you discipline when they don't follow the law as a father? Or do you spare the rod and spoil the child? And he'll lie about it. But we all can go and see his household, and we clearly know, the answer. So here's where the atheists will always try to make the assumption that God is not a loving God, because look what he does to people. No, you did it to yourself, just like your child disobeyed something that would have protected them, helped them, and guide them in a better productive life. When they go away from that path, how come you step in? Do you step in out of hate or love, donkey boys? Which one is it? Tell us, atheists. This is why atheists are stupid. This is clearly why atheists are the most ignorant in the whole world of creation. And this is why in the Quran and even in the Bible and in the Torah, it tells you that those that are haters of God, that lack understanding about God, are the worst of human beings on the earth. The worst. Even though they sit up here and they smile and they pretend as if they're goody two-shoes and they don't do no wrong in the world and it's you that is all wrong. You see what they do. They're the hypocrites. They're the disgusting people. It's because of them that the world is the way it is. That's one of the groups that corrupt our world with their pathetic view. It's probably these same guys who go out and march for gay parades. It's these same guys who go out and say, it's okay to go and abort babies. That's these guys. They're uneducated. They don't really care for life and the education of life and giving good advice to people who lack advice in the right path. Instead, they think Oh, just go ahead and go your own way and do whatever you like and whatever you want to do, even though they will discipline their own child. Hypocrites. Lukewarm piss. That's what they are. Lukewarm piss. This guy was spelling Hebrew. Justin was spelling Hebrew wrong yesterday. Fact, everyone. He got a big crayon. Think about it. A big crayon. Why you went to fucking... That's a mental man. Mental. Here, do you need... I have a whole bag of ink pens right here, man. A whole big bag of ink pens. You're going to act like a childish man and use a great big giant crayon like you're a kindergartner. And you say, I'm mental? Whoa. Whoa. You better watch. These people better watch it. That's all I'm saying. They better watch it, because I can expose even more of their lies in linguistics or anything that they try to present. I can destroy all of them. They know it. That's why they have to join up like they're doing right now. Whiny baby, boo, 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 boo. Did your penny drop? And then he goes and says, his channel's down. His channel's down. That means this guy comes and tries to see, is his channel still up? Where's his channel at? Oh. So he can send people to my channel to write foul things in the comment section. That's all it is. That's a childlike man, not a grown-up. That's pathetic, bro. You're very pathetic. Both of you are, and you know it. And right now they bumming for money. Grown-ass fucking men. Go to your neighbor and ask to do work for your neighbor. Go do something else. Why are you sitting here manipulating children? That's what I was saying. Why are you fucking with kids? Why are you motherfuckers fucking with kids? See, you motherfuckers are supposed to be at least over 30 years old. That's why when you ask people when they come to your stage, are you over 18? So you're still messing with the young mind people. Why are you fucking with children, man? Manipulating children, trying to steal off them, rob their fucking money with lies and deceit. Why? Why is YouTube and why are governments allowing these people to do this? That's another thing. You know, because you have law and order in your own country. And you also have free will. But if you go out of line, you can get in trouble, right? Because we are made in the image and likeness of a creator. That's why we've created the same fundamental laws and etiquettes and so on and so forth that has been handed down from heaven to us here on earth. But they are so blind and dumb, they can't realize that. They don't see that. God's not real. Atheist. They say it's not that, well, I don't believe in God. You know what it truly means, everyone, linguistically? It means without God. It doesn't mean I don't believe in God. It means without God, you stupid illiterates. Theos ist, one without God. That's what it means. So you don't have God in you. So you go around and you make up all this nonsense and you use, and this is what they always try to say. They try to say, I don't have to define God. Yeah, you do, dumbass. If you claim to be one without God, you can't use the Christian's version or the Islamic version or anyone else's version of God because they exist. That's a fact. When you say you don't believe in their God, now that falls on you to prove their God is not real, not for them to prove it, for their God is very real. And it's in the living that exposes that all religions' God is real. You don't have one. You're without one. So when you say, I don't believe in God, you have to define then, what's God to you? Don't use someone else's. Don't straw man someone else's God to give your argument about. Fools. Fools. This is what's funny about these guys. This is what the atheists will always say. All right, well, we don't have to define God. Then you have no argument. You can't. If there was no Christian, no Muslim, no none of this, how are you an atheist then, dumbass? You're using other things to define what you think you are. That's funny as fuck. That's funny as fuck. To think what you are. Using someone else's. Because you ain't got your own. You're without it. They don't even know the linguistics of these words. They use them wrong, and then they go around trying to manipulate. Use big words. All this other shit. Lame. These guys are so fucking lame. Now they're over there talking about me on their channel. They can't stop. That's why I went live, because I seen, I got this thing that people tell me, something's going on, because I got eyes everywhere. Intel officers everywhere to tell me what is going on. And I caught these two guys joining together today after I recently go to their channels to make them look like buffoons that they are. Fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. So no, I am not gone, Justin. I do whatever I want to do. Don't I have free will? I can do whatever I want to do. It's my channel, bro. Just like how you mute people when you don't want them to say what they're going to say. You mute them. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do too, man. It's called free will, jackass. It's called freedom. Freedom. Are you against it? You against it, buddy? You against freedom? Huh? Just because you have freedom, though, don't mean you're doing right. It don't mean you're doing right, bro. You better get yourself in check. Better get yourself in check.
Power to the people. Power to the truth. Power to the broken ones. Rise, 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 rise. We were born in the silence they sold as peace. Chains in the language the skies release. But I see the fire behind every eye. A million voices refusing to die. They built their towers on fractured ground, but the truth don't sleep when it comes around. Every lie that they try to engrave in stone is cracking apart in the seeds we've sown. And I hear it now like a thunder drum, something ancient saying the time has come. Not one voice but a rising storm, 7 currents taking form. Power to the people, let it rise again. Power to the people, break the chain of men. Power to the people, let the light collide. 7 spirits ranting, we unify. Power to the people, no crown, no throne. Power to the people, we stand as one. Power to the spirits, right in the spirit tonight. Not one path, but the rivers run back to the source where they all are one. Power to the people, let it rise again. Power to the people, break the chain of men. Power to the people, let the light collide. Experience rising, we unify. Power to the people, no crown, no throne. Power to the people, we stand as one. Power to the people, sky in the sky tonight. Any light turn content to light. They told you power was taken, but power was never theirs to give. It was buried in you, in the breath, in the truth, in the collision of the 7 currents.
Repeating yourself, Dwayne, doesn't make you intelligent. It actually is insane. And if someone asks you to debate them, that's a challenge. You're crazy. You're so crazy. Debate me. Debate you? Are you challenging me? Yeah, I'm challenging you. Grow up. Grow up. You don't even know the difference. I haven't been fooled by anyone. I don't care. You think that I care about subscribers or anybody in this fucking podcast and anybody in this fake ass fucking world of YouTube. It's a fake fucking thing. It's not reality. You think if I go in the real world against any of these adversaries of Satan that they're not going to run from me when they see me? They're going to flee for their fucking life. They don't want to look foolish in the public eye. They can't. That's why they have mute buttons and kick people out and all this other nonsense. You can't do that in reality. You can't do that in reality. You'll be the one having to go away. You'll be the coward. You'll be the one that you have pointed your finger at everyone else. It is really you. So don't drag me into your fake ass fucking world. You give a fuck less about this damn YouTube shit. It's pathetic. See how other people care about this stuff. I really don't. I do it for entertainment. It's fun. I laugh at the shit. I like to see what people are going to say and do. Show me how foolish and ignorant and hateful and everything else that you really are. Let's see it. Let it all come out. You see what I'm saying? Let it all come out in you. That's all they can say. Ahoy, matey, ahoy to you as well. I don't address pathetics that come here and just want to be keyboard gangsters. You got no life, no vision. You got no brain. You got no intelligence. Crazy in your mind to even come to my channel and just start speaking hateful things. It's complete insanity. And they call me the insane one. Look what they do in their life. Look what they do all day long. Look what they're doing. Type, look, liar, this and that. All that nonsense, all that is bullshit, is moot in the world. And what is your point, right? You have to ask these guys, what is your point? I have never lied. All my theses are correct. All my dissertations are correct. It's you who think that ChatGPT is not a good tool to use. That's your opinion, bro. Don't use a typewriter either then. Don't even fucking use a pencil or a fucking pen when you write your dissertation. I don't want to see you using any technology. How the fuck will you present it then? Use your fucking critical thinking. See, this is the foolishness of human beings when they come and they want to make an argument about something. Oh, look, he's used that. He's used that. They've done this. They've done that. Without even reading what the content is. That's the fools. Those are the unwise. We call them Satans, Nakash, serpents, devils. That's all they are. And yesterday when the guy wrote, transliteration. Let me ask everyone, hooked on phonics, phonetic. You know what phonetic is? Do you know what pronunciation means? Do you know what translate means? Do you know what transliteration means? When you want to have anything to do with literature, literation is writing something. This guy was so stupid yesterday on his own channel, but foolish people believe what he's saying is true. I can ask you, please translate the word hola for me. You don't need to write the word. You don't need to transliterate hola. I didn't ask for that. I asked for a translate the word to English. You can speak it. Hola. It means hello. That's translate. If I were to ask you now, transliterate hola into English, you're going to have to write because it's called literature. You read it. These people have no fucking clue the truth. They sit there and they believe a guy will throw up his PhD on something and then go to a whole nother academic and think he knows what he's talking about. I have an engineering degree, therefore I can memorize a Hebrew phrase. And then when I asked him, tell me, how do you say go to the bathroom in Hebrew? He doesn't know how to say it. Yet he told everyone, I know Hebrew. And then he tried to make the other excuse after muting. Oh, it's classical Hebrew. It's not the same as other Hebrew. Oh, Hebrew is Hebrew, dipshit. That's like saying Greek and classical Greek are different. No, Greek is Greek. It's the studying that makes it different. There's no difference in the pictograph, the meaning, or any of the other stuff about Hebrew or Greek. It's the same. They've lied to you. And now they get their panties in a wad. Find that funny. Find it funny. And you can say you went to school all day long. It doesn't matter to me. If you believe transliteration has nothing to do with writing from one alphabet and transliterating it into another, you're a fool. Flat out. Because that's what it is. I find that so funny. I could care less with the questions that you ask. Now they're going to different languages. Oh my God, how stupid are these people? You can't listen, let me explain to you. What you are doing is you're using a word that perhaps is no longer in use because it's become advanced to a different level. So if, it's like English today. There's Old English and English. But Old English, the meaning and all the other stuff in it is the same. Now what you're doing is you may have shortened or elongated or changed the phonetic linguistic of drawn, like here in America, we have multiple English phoneticisms, but the word English is still English. Ain't it? Ain't it? Ain't. You know the word ain't? Stupid. Can't, cunt. I can't do it. I can't do it. See, you're so dumb when you think that the way that you're pronouncing something changes it. No, that's so ignorant of these people. Ignorant. Why are you guys at my channel anyway? Shouldn't you be at your guy's channel who's live right now? Why have you come to my channel for? To be honest, am I more interesting than them selling coffee mugs? It's greater education here. I know. Way greater education than over there at liars and bullshitters channel, who all they do is mock and ridicule other people. But if you truly want, to learn and seek things, I can be very calm and polite, and and we can go through things without lying. You can question things without me muting you or throwing you out or any of that stuff. You can have an opinion, and you can even cuss at me. It's called being a real human being, not fake. I'm not being fake. Genuine, man. But you're an atheist, so how can you say evil? I thought if you're an atheist, there's no such thing as evil. Evil is a concept because God exists. If God didn't exist, there's no evil. Evil would become objective. Dummy. Oh, see, the atheist is so stupid when it comes to even that. If there was no God, then evil and good becomes objective, and there is no law and order, there's no rule. See how ignorant and foolish they really are? Man, that's so sad. That's so sad. Peace be with you, Joseph. Yes, everyday life. You can use all seven spirits. That's what God really is. See, that's what atheists argue. They always argue using someone else's, the corrupted form of God. This is why a lot of people cannot follow the corrupted version of God, which I'm on their side. When it comes to that, I agree 100%. Religion has corrupted the truth. Yes, big time. But don't tell me that God don't exist when I can tell you God is seven spirits as described in every holy book. And if you dare say that wisdom doesn't exist, if you dare say knowledge is not real, if you dare say that life is just fantasy, then you've become a fool. That's where they've lost the meaning of God. See, they lost the meaning of God. That's why you've given atheists power because you lost the meaning of God. When you get the meaning of God back, atheists are a bunch of fucking losers. Point blank. See, that's why you got to get your power back, man. You got to get those seven spirits back so that these guys will look complete like buffoons. All day long, they look like buffoons. They took the name of God in vain when they transliterated words. They took his name in vain. They just changed three ways Moses wrote it into just God. Three ways Moses wrote it had meaning. It had pronunciation. It had meaning. Even the letter of every word Every letter had a meaning to it. And when you took that away and just wrote God or Allah or Theos, now you've lost all meaning of the word, of God itself. I find this hilarious within human beings. Get back what they took from you. See, you know who changed it was all these scholars, these wannabe academic fucks. Stop following the Nakash. That's the whole point in the Genesis tree, knowledge of good and evil. You got a bunch of people, scholars, claiming to be wise, eating from the knowledge of good and evil, and they're only producing evil fruit, and you keep eating the shit they produce. Go watch the curator for the Egyptian Museum in Egypt, Cairo, Zavas. Joe Rogan podcast with Zavas on it. Zavas will flat out tell you 90%, 90 fucking percent of what the scholars are telling you about Egyptology is a lie. And I believe that man because that man's been doing all his work, the hierarchy of the whole thing for the past 53 fucking years. So if he says a scholar has lied, I'm pretty sure he fucking has said the scholar lied. I'm well aware of that. I could teach Zavas a couple of things about Heka, because I know all about it. But you have believed scholars for way too long. You've let the Nakash rule over you, show you pieces of paper, and then you bow down to them. Fuck these idiots. Fuck these idiots. I know all of it. I don't need to know whenever I go to their channel. I pretend to be a fucking moron. My channel is educational, and here I will give you the truth about something. Other people's channel, I'll play like the fucking clown all day long. Because that's what they are. They're clowns. I didn't erase my channel. I erased my channel, everyone. They constantly say this shit, but here I am. Hello. Doing a live stream. Hey, guess what? I'm doing a live stream and I don't even have 100 followers. How's that possible? How am I holding live streams? If you go, how many followers do you have to go live? See, I can go live without having all these followers because I'm verified. They couldn't do it. Dwayne Chamberlain. Get out of here. You know what I'll do to Dwayne? This is what I'm going to do to Dwayne. This is what I do to people like Dwayne. I told Dwayne that if he wouldn't stop acting like a buffoon, do this. I'll go like this. Do this real quick. Right here. Boom. Now he's gone for good. You see, I give you a chance. Gone for good, Dwayne. See, I allow people to do this and say the comments because I am not a coward. I let them have their voice. But then after a while, I won't put up with you. I'll just block you. That's how easy this is, everyone. Well, Carl Grimes. Let's put Carl Grimes show up here because Carl has admitted that he was abused as a child. So he's come here acting out his father's way of him to me. So now he wants to abuse me. You see, it's a pattern, everyone. It's called a pattern. So he's been abused as a child. So now he grows up and now he wants to come to a YouTube channel. I don't get that. Like a YouTube, big whoop-de-doo. But it makes him feel empowered. So I'll let you have some empowerment here, but I'll give you some advice. You really shouldn't abuse other people the same way that your father abused you. Don't go around to other people's channels as a hypocrite and then verbally or commentally start abusing other people. That's pretty lame of you. Pretty lame. Everybody saw that? I love calling them all out like this. It's perfect. Don't worry, Joseph. They will eventually get blocked. You know what I'm saying? I can do whatever I want. It's my channel. I have the right. You know what free will is, Carl? I have the right. I actually, as a YouTube creator, a content creator, I'm supposed to make sure that the community is safe. And I'll put it here like I always do, since these people are new. They have never come across this, have they, Joseph? I have never put this up for them. I am here globally inclusiveness. Right here. So when you start getting out of hand and you start violating YouTube policy, yes, I'm going to have to do what YouTube tells me to do, and you are going to have to get banned, blocked. Yes. It's my way or the highway, baby. That's it. My way or the highway. That's so funny. Again, Nathan, I can do whatever I want to do, can't I? I can cherry pick. I can go here. I can go there. I'll have to read all your comments. You're pathetic. Whining and crying on my channel. Go back to where you came from, where there's whiners and criers over there. Here's an actual, real educational channel. That's just plain simple fact. This is why those other guys on YouTube, they can't stand me. They know I shut their channel down. They know I put them in their place. They know they're wrong. That's why they got to gang up together. 2 against 1 is stupid fun, isn't it? 2 against 1 is stupid fun. No, you could be gay. Listen, I'm not here. I don't judge gay people. I have a brother who is a transgender. Did you know that? Oh, you didn't know that, stupid fuck? I have a brother who's a transgender. It don't mean that I accept his activity. I accept him. I love him. But I'm still going to teach him the truth about things. I'm still going to try to guide my own brother into the right path. He has his free will. He could do whatever the fuck he wants to do, though. I will never force him. So you just jumped the fucking gun, didn't you? You don't know shit about me, and you sat here and come to my fucking channel acting like a fucking coward and a buffoon. Truth of the matter about homosexuality is you will no longer procreate. You are basically ending your genetic seed. When you follow in that path, it's a sin that leads to what? Unalivement. Not just unalivement, complete genocide of your father's generational seed. You no longer will exist anymore. You know, in the ancient days, people loved to get bigger families because the more family you had and created, the more you could have righteous say-so in the world. So that's why they targeted American families and turned them all out through music and entertainment and brainwashed all of you to do all this weird stuff and never gave you the truth, never guided you properly. And now they've destroyed the family. So now, and nobody's really producing children. And then you're getting mad at Islam because Islam is growing and Muslims are having more babies than Christians. And you can't figure out why. All these Christians are turning into what? Still claiming they love Jesus. We love Jesus, but we want to do our own way. Hypocrite. Deceitful. That's deceitful. So I will always say, doing the act of homosexuality only genocides your own genetic makeup. You're not producing anything. Why would you do that to yourself? See, I care enough about the person to let them know that the world and the music and the entertainment as a child, and perhaps maybe something like our other guy here whose daddy used to hit on him or whatever, who knows? But those things create the character of who you are today in the world. You don't have to let it. You can get 7 spirits and have power over that stuff and be what you truly want to be. Don't let music and entertainment and this and that manipulate what you truly are. When you went to school, you were probably downtrodden. So you weren't fitting in with the groups that were acting or doing in a normal society function. So they didn't accept you. So what did you do? You turned and went to a path that did accept you, where there you found love. But it was fake love. It was false love. And that love don't last. Say all the shit you want to say. You still got no truth in you. Still got no truth. See, they can't even fathom. They look at this and they don't even function properly. Look what they're saying after I've said a truth in the world. Look at how they have heard it, and then their mind doesn't function like the neurological pathway of the understanding of it didn't even hit them. It just went right over their head. Just look at their responses to it. That's sad. That's sad. But this is what nations are producing in their worlds today. This is what humans have become. And now the guy is saying I'm projecting. He is definitely a classified homosexual. Now he's accusing me of being a homosexual because I actually stand up for my own brother. Don't mean I'm gay. What are you talking about? You see, this is the sickness in the minds of people. So I'm a homosexual because I maybe defend and try to teach a homosexual what's right, even though I don't like their action. I'm not going to treat them any different than anyone else. That's not godly. God created all things, man. He puts everybody in some struggle. Some struggle. Everybody has a struggle they're going through. You're just a coward to admit whatever struggle you got. Their struggle is openly for everyone to see. Some people have struggles that's secret. You don't even know that they're struggling in something. I have more respect for the open struggle than I do for the closed struggle. Just as a human being, I do. But you can't perceive that. You can never comprehend that. Because you're not, what is it? You don't have the criterion to address this in your praetorium. They are fools, are they not, Joseph? Complete fools. But they can't focus. It's hard for people to focus. This is why, I could not never be the Son of Man, Joseph. I would not have patience. Could you imagine the Son of Man dealing with all the people that were coming to him with all the, imagine if he was holding a live stream and all the people coming to the Son of Man with all their issues and problems. I mean, I don't have the patience for it. I would never have the patience for it. Moses was the same way. Remember, even Moses, Jethro had to come to him and say, Moses, you can't handle all these people on your own. You need to delegate some things to other people to help people out. Otherwise, you're going to make yourself insane with them. Did you see how one by one they disappear? One by one they disappear, Joseph. Degenerate. Yeah, very degenerate. God isn't real. God isn't real because he hates his own self. They hate themselves. They hate their actions. They don't realize it's good to hate thyself in the darkness of what you do. Now, come to the light. For even Jesus says, if a man does not hate his mother, his brother, his sister, his father, even his own self, he is not worthy of me. So you're on the right path. You just now have to see that there's someone else within you. It's not just you. Someone else is in you. It's like that live song. Remember that live song? We are not these bodies alone. We are not these bodies alone. There is a helper in you. You just don't listen to him. You don't want to hear him. Shut up, silence yourself. I don't want to hear from you. I want to do what I want to do. But I hate the world now. I hate the world. I hate everything else. I want to do what I want to do. There's no God. Lashing out like a crazy person. See, they can't debate, Joseph, so one by one. Look how many Satans came here, Joseph. Isn't that crazy? Look how many Satans came here. And look, one by one, bye-bye. They flee in different directions because they can't handle the truth. The truth is like a light on cockroaches. And they keep thinking that humiliating myself, like I have pride and ego. Like they pay my bills. Like I would ever meet any of these people in the real world. You know what I'm saying? But this is what they cling to. They cling to this stuff, not me. I'll do and be whatever I want to do and be. And everything they do is just, do you pay my bills? Do you feed me? What do you do for me? What have you done for me lately? Ooh. uh, he can prove God, but you will always ignore it. Only you can find God. Exactly, Joseph. Yeah. I mean, I can't. I'm not God. I can't force people to do anything. I can give them the truth, but it's up to them. Choice is theirs. What's this Larry guy about? Larry the tapeworm. He's a new one. He hasn't been here. You're dedicating an entire stream to coping about how you're not bothered. No. My stream here today is proving a point of how you're bothered by me. I've collided. See, I went into their world, right? I collided myself into their stream of their lies and their deceit. And like a wrecking ball, I came through, boom! And now look where they all come to lash, grind their teeth. That's it. That's all they did. And the proof is in the pudding. Everyone can read the comments. Everyone can see. Yeah. Remember what Jesus said about when you speak the truth, Satan will flee in 7 different directions. This is exactly what they do. And then they will gnash and grind their teeth as well at you. And but eventually it all goes away because God does not allow his chosen to be stricken for too long with these people. Because if they continue, then God himself will punish them. See, that's what they don't know about. They are boastful now, but wait till they get kicked out of their home, or they don't pay a bill, or they lose their job. Because you don't know what these people's lives are really like, Joseph. A lot of these people could be really bad off, maybe some drug addicts too. But they think they're cool because they're on YouTube and they can shout out at somebody through the comments and put someone down or whatever else. But the reality of life is completely something that is obscured from us. And if they continue, God would punish them. And not in the manner like people think, God come down and get you. No, 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 no. You do it to yourself because you have a path. Choose good, choose bad. If you continue in bad, there are consequences to actions. There is a way of doing something. Eventually, karma, Hinduism, karma will get you. Yes, Larry the tapeworm. Yeah, he does. He says he don't want. Well, let's put that up on stage just in case, right? Because that's these people really can be dangerous sometimes, Joseph. It really can be. So let's pop this one up here. There you go, Larry the tapeworm. You're famous now. You're famous on the captain's channel. But look what you've said. Yet, look what you've performed in the comment section. What you've performed in the comment section does not verify what you're saying here, does it? You're being a hypocrite, right? I mean, I'm not your judge. I'm just pointing out. Maybe you can change. Maybe you can learn or get educated from my channel by what you're putting out in the world, and try to restrain yourself. Carl, right? I let everyone know the vibe. Why? Nobody cares about me, Carl. Nobody cares about me. What do you think, man? I'm a nobody. These people, they got look how their ego is, Joseph. They think I care, about this stuff. It's funny. This is entertainment for me right now. I didn't delete anything. Joseph, they think I deleted everything. They don't know about YouTube. They don't know about these things that you can do and not do on YouTube. Wow. So let's post that up. So then whenever I put everything back up again, he'll be the liar, right? He'll be the liar. There, let's put this up as well. So now I wonder who's going to be the liar when it's all said and done. Who's going to be standing having the last laugh? I wonder. I wonder. Oh, I wonder. Yeah, yeah, Carl. Yeah. Joseph, you see that? He's admitting to being crazies. That's funny though, like if you really think about it, all these people, what they're doing, and these come from other people's channel, that tells you how those other people have manipulated and created the character of those people that are following them. That tells you about their leaders, right? Like these other guys, where they came from, how bad and foul they must really be. That's sad. So you privated. So you privated. That's not a word, privated. That's funny. Real Jiffy Combs, the way you wrote privated. Wow. I can understand why you would believe those other people that you watch. I understand why. Don't you, Joseph? You see why they believe these other guys? When I put everything back up again. No, I just wanted to see. I wanted to see what was going to happen. And I did. I saw what happened. You know, I love to play the game, man. You don't, I'm playing chess here. You know what chess is? You ever play chess? It's a fun game. You should learn how to play it. I'm like 30 moves ahead of all of these guys already. Already, I'm 30 moves ahead of you guys. But you'll never know. Remember what does Big Nose of London say about me, Joseph? I'm what? Not crafty. He uses that other word that he always says about me. Oh, that Almedi. He's a genius. He's very, what is it? He says something, I forget. Carl, ask me a linguistics question. You want to test out my linguistic skills? Ask me a linguistic question. I'll show you how easy it is for anybody to become intelligent. I'll show you how easy it is. You don't even need, I don't even have to, you don't even have to go to college to get a certificate. I can show you how you can become just an intelligent person as anyone with a PhD in any field whatsoever. It's a fact. I can even tell you what books to buy and study. I can even tell you what tests to take for yourself. I wonder if King Solomon was a real man. And as well, he was considered the wisest man in the world at one time. Hey, Joseph, I wonder if King Solomon went to a university or, or, or a college to get his PhD. See these fools, they're fools. They hate God's power. You know what I mean? They hate God's power. They're all mad that Muhammad was so fucking smart, an illiterate man who could not read nor write, yet he knew all about things in 650 AD that scientists are just now learning today, and they are pissed about it. Wow. Real jiffy. Look, he's coming here to crash out. That's there. Remember that? That must be the. Is that a homosexual? I'm gonna have to ask my brother. Is that a homosexual terminology that most of the LGBTQ use now? Is the word crash out? Because this is the first time I'm actually really hearing it. As I went on people who were gay or something, and their channel, and then they start using these things as their vocabulary. So I guess it's the new LGBTQ. Um, what do you call it? Slang. Crash out. I mean, you guys are doing a fine job yourselves of coming here crashing out. To be honest, I mean, to be honest, really. I hope they. I don't know why these people don't see that they're calling the kettle black, aren't they, Joseph? Calling the kettle black, saying that I'm doing something when they're the ones doing it themselves. There you go, yeah, Larry. Woohoo for you. Woohoo! Captain Lurk tells me crash out. Crash out means you get, what is it? What is this? Look at he wrote here. No, Larry, you were a little earlier. You know you were, man. Now you're trying to play like you're all goody goody now, which I don't care. I mean, even if Justin and John, all them apologized to me, I would forgive them. That's really who I am. That's the kind of guy I really am. Because I know that illiterate, unintelligent people can be very boastful and egomaniacal and say things they don't truly mean and have egos about it. But all in all, if they were to ask my forgiveness and be genuine and acknowledge that yes, they were wrong and openly admit it. I mean, to me, that's a real man. That'd be a real man to go back on your channel, Justin, and to openly admit and say, you know, Captain's right. I really don't speak Hebrew. I just memorized that word, and I really am not writing the correct words down because he's copying from a computer, and then I could tell like he wrote this one word that he put 4 letters when there's only supposed to be 3. He wrote 4, and a lot of you might not even have known that, but it's a fact. It's a fact. You could go look it up. The word Yeshua, Yeshua, or Yeshua, however you want to pronounce it. I don't care about pronunciation. If you say Yeshua, Yeshua, Uisus, Jesus, I know what you're talking about. I'm not going to hound on you because you mispronounced the phonetic sound of something, because I know that what you're talking about, the meaning is still there. But they like to do that because, you know, their ego. But he wrote Yeshua using 4 freaking letters, everyone. 4 letters. And he didn't even use the dots, because dots are denotations for vowels. So in the name Yeshua, there's only 3 consonants. I hope everyone's aware of that, right? There's only 3 consonants. And then you have to demark it with certain dots to give it the pronunciation so you can pronounce it properly. He didn't even put the dots there. And he used 4 letters. And then he wrote in English with his big crayon, Yeshua. Yes, Captain, it means, well, it means God is with us, or God saves. But yes, you can also pronounce, but Yahweh is not salvation, by the way. Yahweh. And Yeshua does not mean Yahweh. Yahweh is I am that I am. Like a cat, you can call a cat, it's a cat, but that's the Yahweh of the cat. A cat is always going to be a cat genetically. So the Yahweh of a cat is a cat. When Jesus calls himself Yahweh, he's the only begotten. Therefore, the Son Spirit is in a vessel of flesh, Son of Man. So that's why he calls himself I am Yahweh. I am that I am. You are what you are. A dog is what a dog is. A cat is what a cat is. But there's only one begotten Yahweh in the sense of the Son of Man, Son of God. So you got to understand what these meanings mean, my friend. Otherwise, you could throw things around that are not true. So Yeshua is God is with us. It's really like the pronunciation of Joshua. Joshua. Yeah, so I understand it's Aramaic. It's not even Hebrew, to be honest. I understand that. So in the Aramaic, it does mean God saves or God is with us. That's what it means. Because the Son of Man, in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, a child is born. That's flesh. That's Jesus. That's Yeshua. That's flesh. Flesh is meaningless. And then in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6, it says, and a son, John 3:16, a son is given. Flesh is meaningless. Spirit gives it life. So the Spirit came upon the flesh. So now God is with us. Your God is the Son of God, not the Father. The Father only beget one. That's his Son. Through the Son, all things are made. That's your God. Shekinah. Hear, O Israel, the Lord, the Adonai Elohim, the Lord, our God, is one, because the Father is in the Son. The seven spirits are in the Son. So there you have the understanding of that. That's truth there. I gave you guys a free lesson. Free, it's all free for me and free for you. I don't charge. I don't ask for donations or money. I don't need that shit. I actually legitimately want to teach people truth so that we can get rid of these fucking liars and frauds once and for all. All these satans and serpents and brood of vipers and scholars of academia that are called brood of vipers by even Yeshua himself calls them brood of vipers. So-called learned men that teach and guide people in distortions of truth. No, look at the letter. And this is why I tell people all the time, if you want to really know what the true meaning of a Hebrew word is, because by the way, I'll tell you something. Hebrew is a Canaanite language. It's not even a white man's language. That's what I find funny with scholars. And anybody who says, we're Jews, we speak Hebrew. And then they're like really Caucasian. And they use the excuse, I'm a Jew because I speak Hebrew. No, Hebrew is an African language. And the reason Abraham, who was a Akkadian speaking Amorite, was speaking Hebrew is because he was an Ivri, one who crosses over and was dwelling amongst the Canaanites. So he had to learn their language in order to trade or do activity. He had to learn the Canaanite language, but he spoke Akkadian. You understand that? So Hebrew is really a Canaanite Semitic language spoken by Africans. Fact. So when Jews say, we're Hebrew Israelites, first of all, Hebrew is a language, so you can't, Hebrew is not a race. It's a language. So you're saying that you're a language of Israelites? And most Israelites were speaking in the very beginning Akkadian, and then during the diaspora, they started to have to learn when they got exiled into Babylon and Assyria, they picked up Aramaic, and then they kind of started speaking Syriac Aramaic. But that came later on. But in the very, very beginning, the days of Abraham, in his household, they probably were speaking Akkadian, but they had to learn Hebrew as a second language. It'd be like if you move to China, you're going to have to learn Mandarin or Chinese. I'm sorry. They do speak English there, yes, but I mean, a lot of them are speaking Chinese. It'd be better for you to learn their language if you're going to live amongst a group of people. If you're going to be a sojourner, Abraham was called a sojourner, an Ivri, one who crossed over, a sojourner in our land. Just get you to understand that. That's Hatshepsut's father, the Pharaoh in Exodus. So I'm not going to do your work for you. I'm going to let you do a little footwork. I'll give you the name of a certain Pharaohess. Her name was Hatshepsut. And she's the little girl who found not Moses. Moses actually is the house. Moses is the house. Tuth Moses, that's the house of Moses. So the guy's name wasn't even Moses. His name was really Cinnamon, or I should say it in proper, Shinnamin, because shin, the word sh is scribe in Egyptian. Scribe. So it's Cinnamon, and Hashephat's the girl. So her father was the pharaoh at that time. And you can say I'm incorrect all day long, but it's actually, there's evidence, archaeological evidence that Moses, that's the house. And we know the house that existed because there's many houses in the family of Ra. You understand what Ra is? The sons of Ra belong to different houses in the time. And during the time of Cinnamon, the house of Moses was ruling at that time. So Toth, Moses, no. King Tut, it's not. He was in the days of Ammon, the house of Ammon. Tutankhamen, Tutankhamen, Ammon is the house. See what I'm trying to explain to you? So your educators have, you really should go to the guy who's the curator for Egyptian archaeology. Talk to him. He'll give you the rundown on their actual academia, not what scholars have created, but the actual academia. Yes, Tut means, Thoth is a god, by the way. Thoth, that's a certain god. Because they were sons. They viewed themselves as sons of Ra, God's son. Pharaoh, the word in Egyptian is really Pharaoh. In Arabic, Pharaoh, that's a son of God. That's the meaning of it. But all in all, you should really get to know about Cinnamon. Cinnamon is you should learn about Cinnamon. Hatshepsut's scribe, who was a nobody, who was supposed to eventually become the ruler, but he got in trouble. So he had to flee, kind of like how Moses in your story, where he beat a man and buried him in the sand, he had to flee to Midian. And there he found a wife in Zipporah. But in the beginning, he was going to marry Neferun, not Nefertiti, Neferun, who Neferun was Hatshepsut's daughter. So you'll learn a lot of this stuff if you actually really critique things and do actual study like I really did. That's why I know what I know. And then you'll learn more about the truth. You should really go watch my video about Moses turning sticks into snakes. That'll blow your fucking mind, bro. That will really get you to wake up. That religious scholars of academia, theologians, including atheists that use the same theological arguments to try to say they're atheists, the stick of Moses, which is called the crook, which I have. I'll show everybody. Oh, he's crazy. He's even carrying the staff of Moses around. That's right. That's right. Encased with gold and a crook on the end. Check that out. This is what the real staff of Moses was. This right here, this gold with glass. This is the staff of Moses. This did not turn into a snake. There's a meaning to it. Egyptian tongue. If you spoke real hieroglyph Egyptian tongue, you would understand it. But because they were transliterating Egyptian into Hebrew, into your Latin, into your English, they completely, now they say sticks become snakes. And they've lost the story. And now it's hocus fucking pocus. Woohoo! And everybody believes hocus fucking pocus. That's why I'm not part of religion. I'll never join a religion. Religion's a lie. But God is real and the stories are very real. I do not take away from the truth. I only correct what the lies were and try to unite people into it. But I hope you don't become an atheist. Atheist is the lowest of all kinds of people, man. I'm telling you. So there you all have it. And there he can be all whatever he wants to be. It doesn't matter to me. I'll do whatever I want to do and say what I want to say on my channel. Teaches people. So people will wake up. So they won't be fooled, man. Stop being fooled anymore by atheists or religious scholars. Stop it. Use your own mind. I'm showing you how to do it. I'm showing you what to look for. So I hope this Captain Guide goes and looks at Hatshepsut and, you know, the lions, all the lions that she used to make, and the reason she made the lions, because the Lion of Judah, which later would be born in the house that Cinnamut, being part of the house of Moses, Cinnamut was a part of that, and through Moses eventually came forth the Israelite law that guided them. It thinks that Exodus is not real. Wow, that's crazy, Captain. That's insane. You can say whatever you want. We have archaeological evidence that it was real. They literally have in the Red Sea thousands upon thousands of chariots that were drowned in the water. Not that the water separated magically. There's another explanation, because back in those days there were such things called seasons. So you can't look at the world 2026. Oh, it's all desert over there today, we think. But back in those days, in antiquity, they had seasons. So sometimes that whole place became ice and frozen. So when you read your book right, you'll hear about a east wind that blew all night. And then when the sun came up, after all the water had frozen for them to walk across, the sun came up and started melting the ice. And when the chariots were trying to go across, down they went into the water. See, there's real truth and evidence to all of this. It's just the stories were fucked up. And then you keep perceiving, you have what I call the perception fallacy. You keep thinking that in BC, weather in BC is like what weather is today in 2026. And no, it wasn't. Even now, you're living in a change of weather as you are in now. Weather patterns are changing right where we're living in, the time we're living. Whatever your source is, cite your source, and I'll go to the scholar and I'll tell him he's a liar and he needs to recant his theses about it, and he will. They will. Once I go to them, so cite your source where you keep trying to say that Moses the third was the one that went Levant. No. You got to remember, Hatshepsut was the child who found cinnamon. Who was Hatshepsut's father? You're close. At least you're in the house of Moses. At least you're there. It's not crap. I was once where you were at. See, you're young. I'm old. I'm an old man. When I was in my 20s, I denied it as well. I didn't believe in God. I quit believing in God back in my 20s. I was raised in religions and stuff like that. I was just like you. I was all gung-ho and valiant and thought I had an ego and I could boast and say there's no such thing. But I was fooling my own self. You'll find that out as you get older. That's why all these guys here that are like, on these channels you go to are atheists. These guys are these are young bucks to me. So what they're going through now is a phase. That's their phase. And then they always have to use the guys that are constantly atheists that are older now, they're completely lost. But most atheists that become atheists today are all getting their ideas from them. So you can see the pattern of recognition of how there's nothing new. You as an atheist is not new. And you got your understanding, and all your arguments are coming from some old man who's still claiming to be an atheist because he hasn't woken up yet. That's really all that's happening. That's why I say I was once like you all too. Thank God I got out of that stupidity. There's no God. Why would God kill his own son? I used to say that too. A father would put his son to death. Why? That's crazy. I I had all the same arguments all of you had. But then I stopped for a minute and I really focused. I had critical thinking. I started analyzing certain things a little bit more, got deeper into it. I realized that I was the fucking buffoon saying there was no God because I did not have the understanding that God had. I didn't have the intelligence of why something is happening. When you have the understanding of the cause for the effect, then you can see why some things need to be done. At the time, it might seem bad, but then you get a greater understanding and you find out what it was all about. You're not reading the Bible. All right, Captain, let me ask you. Here, okay, so you read the Peshitta? Okay, he's claiming he read the Peshitta, Joseph. Let's check this out. I'm going to ask him a question about the Peshitta, and I'm gonna see if he's gonna give the correct answer because he says he's read it 300 times. Okay, in the Peshitta, when it says that Jesus died for blank blank of the world, in the Peshitta, what does it say? So give me the word there that starts with an S. Jesus died for the what of the world? Tell me the way the Peshitta writes that. I just want to see your education level in it. I'm not going to put you down if you give me the wrong answer, none of that stuff. I'm not going to call you names, none of that crap, because I'm not like that. I'm not like these other guys. I don't do that. I actually want to show you something of why, yeah, sometimes you can read it over and over and over again. Peace be with you, Simon, and never understand it because the way that they are teaching it and it's written is a lie. They lied to you. But I can clarify it up for you. I can show you, and then you can get a different perception and a different way of reading it. And all of a sudden, when you read it differently, it all makes sense when you get the truth. And Jeremy can say whatever he wants to say. He comes here gnashing and grinding his teeth. Gnashing and grinding his teeth. He wants no education. It's like, okay, what's your problem with God? Tell me what your problem is, and then I'll address your problem. You know, when you have a problem, there's always a solution to the problem. I asked him a question. I asked Captain a question, and he doesn't do the answer. Instead, he wants to write a whole sentence in a language and ask me, what's it say? You tell me. You tell me. You're the one who wrote it. I asked you a question specifically, and you want to jump around. You want to skirt here and skirt there. So you don't want to, I'm not going to address you anymore if you're not going to be an honest man. You're not going to be an honest man and answer the question. I'm not going to address you. I'll go to someone else, Captain. I'm telling you. And first of all, you wrote that word wrong. You should, instead of using A, you should use an E. Because you do know that there was never a god in antiquity called Al, A-L. He was always known as El, E-L, Elah, Elah, not Allah. It was always in antiquity Elah. Just like Lama Lama Sabachthani. Eloi, Eloi, E-L-O-I, Eloi, Eloi, Lama Sabachthani. You know what that means? Since you want to be crazy and not answer the question. So, what did Jesus die for? Tell us. He still can't answer it. See, I was actually going to teach him something that is actually taught wrong and incorrect, because the Peshitta actually does prove that the English version and where preachers preach from a podium about something is actually not the original Aramaic that Jesus would have been speaking to the audience. I'm well aware of the Aramaic. I just gave you an Aramaic phrase back, but you still didn't answer my question. Illiterate, they are, Simon. They're literally illiterate. So there's a reason that I asked him this, because in the Peshitta, the way that it's written is a certain word is used to give a connotation of a meaning. And then when they transliterated it into English, they completely messed it up. So then you got preachers preaching from, and most preachers don't know it because they've never read the original. Most preachers will preach something that Jesus died for blank of the world, and they use the wrong thing, right? They're singular or plural. So which one's right? I'll even give it easier for you, Captain. Singular or plural? No, you didn't, because you're writing it in Aramaic, and I asked you the English word. What is it? It starts with an S, but she wanted to be a buffoon and starts speaking Aramaic, so I started teaching you that you even wrote the word Allah wrong. It's Allah. See, this is linguistically, he's cheating. He looked at something to write it, right? So he's looking at something to write something that they got wrong. So he thought that word was the right way, when clearly you can see that in Aramaic, even when the Greeks were perfect at writing, by the way. When the Greeks transliterated it, when he says, my God, why hast thou forsaken me? You see the word that they wrote, they didn't write A-L-O-I, they wrote E-L-O-I, because that was the actual Canaanite Semitic version of that Aramaic word, E-L. Clearly, you see what he wrote, A-L. But he thought he was right, because that's what happens when you actually cheat and you're looking at, some kind of lexicon or some kind of other book that you think is academically correct. Even Strong's Concordance, I have written theses and showed people that Strong's Concordance has corrupted things in it. Forsaken, and it's not spared. I hope you don't know it. It's not spared. Spared has nothing to do with him hanging on. If he had been spared, he would not be on a cross. Why hast thou spared me? No. Forsaken him. Left him. No, it's from the same phonetic language. It's a Semitic language. Aramaic, Hebrew, it's all from the same family. I hope you realize that. All Semitic people at that time were calling it El. Arabs changed it on everyone. A lot of people don't know this. I'll give you something about history. Here's a free history lesson for everyone. All the academia that you have today in the world, right, when it comes linguistically, was all influenced by Arabs. And Arabs changed a lot of stuff. So that's why I can go into the academic world of linguistics and shut down all the academic scholars, because I know what the Arabs did to the language. They even came into Egypt. This is a fact. And again, go to Joe Rogan podcast with Dr. Zavas, the archaeologist, head of Egyptology. He literally tells you this, that the Arabs came in and completely messed up the academia. And what you're reading today is based off of Arab knowledge, and it's corrupted. So they rewrote EL, which was the normal way of saying it, to A. That's why you wrote A, because you're looking at an Arab lexicon or whatever it was that you're reading was derived from Arabs. See, a lot of people don't know that, Simon. That's a critical thing. So all these guys, when they think they're wise as well, they forget that as well. That's why, like, where you get algorithm, we use that a lot today. Algorithms. Al, A-L, L. There's that A-L again. Who created algorithms? Does anyone know? Raise your hand if you know, class. Who created algorithms? And they also use that same lettering, A-L, in the beginning of it. Tell us that, class. Who created algorithms? The very thing that we use all the time now today. This proves my point. Arabs. They all called it El. Even the Akkadians, Amorites. Where do you think El Shaddai, El Elyon come from? It's not Al Shaddai. Oh, I'll do it in the Arabic for you. Shaddai. Elyon. No, they always said El Shaddai, El Elyon. That's Hebrew. That's in Aramaic. Only when the Arabs conquested through the caliphates, you started changing linguistics up. Fact. The Arabs influenced it. That's why they write today Allah instead of Elah. E-L-A-H. That was the original Aramaic. Why you agree and then you disagree? I don't get you sometimes, man. Ugh. Usman here, Usman's here. Thank you, Usman. Usman is an actual motherfucker who could tell you goddamn a lot about Arab shit. He'll fucking tell you. See, I don't just hang around with a bunch of wankers from England and all this other. I actually have a lot of people who are foreigners who do know shit. They speak the language. That's sometimes where I get my education from as well. If I had any question about a Pakistani language, I wanted to find out about any Pakistani language, especially Urdu, I would most definitely go and ask Usman and his dad and everybody else. I would definitely ask him. He would know. And I'd love to see someone say, "You don't know what you're talking about, Usman." That would be funny. The Arabs are influencing everything today. That's why there's this Islamophobia going on. But there's no need for it. It's all pathetic. People need to read my theses and everything else. They'd understand it a lot better. Stop worrying about who my scribe was. Just actually read the intelligence that it has and contains in it. Don't worry about who wrote it for me. Well, when you say, are you saying Yehudi? Or are you saying the people that lived in Judea? So see, this is another thing that a lot of people are incorrect about. Another thing. So sometimes they take this word Yehudi and then they take it as meaning Jew, Jewish, or they tried to lump all the Israelite families into one bunch. I'm actually from the tribe of Levi. I don't call myself a Jew. I don't lump myself up in some religious connotation. I'm from the tribe of Levi. They wrote it trying to lump everybody together. So they took the word Yehudi, which is the tribe of Judah, and they wrote Jew. And then they wanted to make that as representing all of Judea as well. So you got to clarify when you say Judean, Israel, or Israelites. Yeah, the Israelites would give a crap, most definitely. Judeans? No. because they put Jesus on a cross. And now they call themselves Jews. They sit in the seat of the synagogue of Satan. I don't care about that. But see, you didn't know that. A lot of these people don't even know that. They think the Jews today are Israelites. I bet you that's what they think. The Jews are Israelites. Oh, yeah, yeah. Because they speak Hebrew. Wow. Sub rumblers and watchers buy 5K if he pays $50 per month. Yeah, I don't do that. I don't have an ego. I'm not like them other people. I let you see what they do to me, Simon. They came here, they're still coming. They still can't keep away. They still come and badger me. That's pathetic. You could say two kingdoms all you want, but in the fact of the matter is there was an exile that took place, and a lot of the brothers, tribes, did not return back to Israel. They stayed in where they were living. Even in the days of Jesus, there was only 3 tribes. I hope you know that. There was Judah, Levi, and Benjamin. Some of the other ones were coming in and out of the land for work or visit family, so on and so forth, yes. But the main groups that were living in Israel after the exile was mainly Benjamin, Levi, and Judah. See, when you get this separation, you keep saying upper and lower kingdom. That's in the days of King David. What are you talking about? That was King David's day. And all the tribes were there. This was before the exile took place. There wasn't even an exile yet that happened for to spread them out. They all lived in the land, and the land was given allotted portions. Levi had no portion of the land because his inheritance was God. See, you are looking at again, some academic bullshitter came along changing up history, and now you are believing what they told you when there's actual living evidence of what I'm telling you. Facts. Just like when Romans were raping the Israelite women that were there in the land, and they started creating these hook noses, like all Italians in that manner Romans had. So now today, when you see the hook nose, you're thinking, oh, that's a Jewish person, that's an Israelite. No, they're not. No, they're not. That's one of the markers that you definitely know that they were from a Italian type Roman family. That's why Muhammad said, don't be friends with certain Jews and Christians. Don't even be friends with them because they're claiming to be something that they're not. Christians claiming to have the truth about God and they don't. Certain Jews claiming to be Israelites are really not Jews. Don't even be friends with these people. That's what the Quran really means. But everybody lost the meaning of all that. Babylon took Judea. Judea is a land. Judea is not a race. What are you talking about? Judea is not a race of people. It's a land. The land of Judea, not the race of Judea. Most people that lived in Judea, the reason why it was called Judea is because most Judah, the tribe of Judah lived in the area, most of them. But there was also other people, Pharisees, Sanhedrin, were a mingled group of tribes. So you could have Simeon, Gad, Reuben, could have also been there, but scattered around. But they called it all Judea at the time. Thank you. Be more specific. House. This is where people linguistically fell. And this is important because it's important to give these distinctions, because the minute you start lumping everything up like they did to trick you, Jew, everything's Jew. Everything's Jew now. Oh, that's anti-Semitic. And they're not even Semitics. Put them out in the sun and their skin will burn and they'll peel. Put me out in the sun and I'll tan, baby. I'll tan. Why do you think they got to wear their black hats and rims and wear all their black suits? I mean, you're in a freaking hot place. Aren't you hot? But you want to keep calling yourself an Israelite because the minute you take your clothes off and you go out in the sun, you start looking like a British man. You start burning and peeling like a Brit, claiming that you're a Semitic, talking this anti-Semitism. You ain't even a Semite. Get the fuck out of here. The lost tribe, Simon, remember I told you the lost tribe is Dinah. Dinah was a daughter. So there was 12 sons and 13 daughter. One daughter, making 13 of Yahud. So that's where later they get the lost tribe thing. There's no such thing as a lost tribe. That's again made up by Jews. They made it up so that they could all say, oh, look, we were scattered all around and now we got to come back to Israel and take land from people. And they're not. And they're not. Yeah, the Hebrew Israelites claim to be language of Hebrews. Language of Israelites is what they claim to be, the language of Israelites. They don't claim to be a race, they claim to be a language. D-I-N-A-H, D-I-N-A-H. And that's where the story actually comes from. It's a false story. There's no lost tribe. But as Jews today will always say, the lost tribes are returning back to the land of Israel. That's what they've used in the fakeness of a lie. And everybody thinks that, oh, there was tribes that were lost during the diaspora. Oh, where are they at now? Oh, now they're lost. Oh, somewhere in America. Oh, we got to take those back to Israel. And they're all a bunch of Germans, French, Italians that are all joined into a religion called Judaism. And now they call themselves Jews as if they're part of a tribe. That's all. And they're not Israelites at all. That's how it all came about. Through scholars making false claims, but nobody was allowed to test them. Just like YouTube does. I'm going to mute you. You're talking too much. I'm muting that captain, or I'll throw him out. He's telling the truth. You can't have that. That's what scholars were doing. Same shit YouTubers do today. Scholars were doing that shit a long time ago, where they wouldn't let nobody refute what they were saying. So then it became mainstream beliefs. But most people didn't care anyway because you're too busy working, trying to support your family. You're not really attesting what these scholars are actually doing, what they're saying. That's a lie. Yeah, what are the real Yehudi doing? They are being mistaked for the rest of us. Yep. Yep. Diaspora, yes, lost tribe of Israel. Separated. No. Think of this lie. This is how I can show you that that's a lie. King David's reign, Solomon's reign, then you have all these reigns of kings. Then you have this guy come named Cyrus. Remember, he's called Mashiach. Cyrus was a Mashiach. What did King Cyrus do? Then you had Belteshazzar. Then you had Nebuchadnezzar. Right? Nebuchadnezzar, that was a big one. Exile happened. And they took them. Where did they take these guys? Into their land. Where's their land? They didn't take them to America. They didn't take them to these places. Then AD 70 came. Right? Rome fell. You got Galileans fled. The Galileans had to flee because the Galileans were following Yeshua. Judeans, they weren't. That's why when they put on the cross, the Pharisees and Sadducees got mad and said, take that down. A Galilean will never rule over a Judean. So when Rome fell, the Judeans took over that whole class system of people. So the Galileans had to flee. That's why Jesus had the 12 disciples go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. They didn't come to America. They didn't go to France. They didn't go to Germany. Where did they go? They went to the exiled places where the tribes had been exiled to. So then they made up this diaspora, what happened in AD 70, and then you get 100, 200, 300 because caliphates started coming in. So what did these Judeans do? They started fleeing into other European lands and these other places to where they started teaching Europeans the Mosaic law and the practices. So then certain Europeans started mingling in with that practice as well, but they're not Israelites still by blood. They're just Europeans practicing some kind of religion. Then the wars take place and these people migrate to different lands. And then they end up here and people hear this word Jew and they're trying to call themselves Israelites. We come from the Israelites. You only come from a group of people that fled from Judea that were real Israelites that had to flee into places like Germany and France and Spain and so on and so forth because the caliphate's moving in. But you as a person that are fleeing now to America from a war there, you're just a Caucasian. You're not a Semitic person. You joined into a Semitic type of religion, called yourself a Jew, moved here to fucking America, and then in 1948, after World War II, you started reading scripture verses saying, we got to go back to our land. We're the Israelites. Yeah. No, all the real Israelites were still where the disciples were sent. They never were here. It's funny. And that's why we have, and they tricked the Christians. The Christians have been tricked big time, yeah, by the Catholic Church. Did a real fucking twisted job because the Christians today are the ones that created this state. I'll have to show you every time I say state, I want to show this. The state of Israel, the beast of diversity, Daniel 7, the beast of diversity, America, and a little horn that comes out of it, the state of Israel, who goes and fights against the north, south, east, and west, butts its head fighting wars, and that's what it's doing right now. At the power with the power of the beast, which is America. Yeah, Herod was a wicked king. They all of them during Rome, Rome was all wicked. And during the Council of Nicaea, yeah, and that's another thing. When these atheists or anybody else, they start talking about Bible stuff and all this other crap, I find it funny that anybody can look this up. Who was the first person to create a Bible? It wasn't Catholics. It wasn't even Christians at all in that sense of what as a Christian today. They didn't even have a Bible. And the Bible they have is the one that came after Nicaea. But there's a guy, Marcion, had already created a Bible, and they killed him, burned all of his books, and then decided to hold a council so that they could create their own mainstream belief, calling it Christianity, which becomes corrupted. You're getting things mixed up. Hopperoo, you're getting certain things mixed up. It's like, again, it's like the black Hebrew Israelites claiming to be the real Israelites. So when you're reading certain things, you have to understand certain races are trying to, it's like in the Bible. I'll give you an example of corruption in the Torah. The Torah itself has a corruption verse. It says, Abraham was a Hebrew. This is the English. The original, if you go to the manuscript that's in the museum, it doesn't say Abraham was a Hebrew. It says Abraham was a Ivri, one who crosses over. The language of a Hebrew said Ivri. So if you say Abraham was a Hebrew, now you've said Abraham is a language. A man is not a language. So that Hebrew thing that you have also is not addressing Abraham's children or anyone. That's addressing African people. But none of you know that because you're confused. What they did, they took that Hebrew thing and they confused you all with it. It's so funny. It's insane the way that people have fallen for it. But once they get woke up, I mean, when people start waking up to this, there's going to be trouble. There's going to be trouble all over the world. I'm telling you. You don't know what Yahweh means. I told you the word Yahweh. It means something. I am that I am. The people of I am that I am. Haparu is not the Hebrews, nor is it any of Abraham's children, period. They're actually speaking about Africans because there were some Canaanites in the land. Because you got to remember, who was living in the land of Canaan, who was a high priest to the Most High God. He lived in the midst of the Canaanites. Abraham met the man. So there were some Africans who knew the true God. That's the Haparu. But they're African. They have nothing to do with Abraham whatsoever. So do you understand what I just said? Melchizedek is the man that was teaching a certain group of Africans who were speaking Hebrew, the language, and they were a tribe, Haparu. But they don't call themselves that anymore. They still exist. But the way they pronounce it is not the way that these Jews told you that it was. So the Arab, remember, if you go back to Zavas, the Arabs came into Egypt and started to mistranslate and mess things up to fit their narrative of their caliphate. But you could actually go right now to Africa, to the real tribe, and they are still following Melchizedek's order in that manner to this day. But they're not children of Abraham either. See what they've done to everyone? They have really fucked everyone up. Peace be with you, Ravioli. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Ain't seen you in a long while. What on earth happened? Bunch of crazies. I went over to some atheist channels, these two atheist dudes, and shut them down. And they got mad. They sent all their minions over here to me to cuss at me and everything else. Call me names. It's funny. I got a kick out of it. But that just tells you that these guys, and now they went together. They're on a live stream together right now. The same guys I went, one to each channel, and now they're doing a live show together right now. That's how much of a threat I really am. Oh, you like my scooter video? Thank you. One day I'll release my whole real name. One day I'll tell everybody who I really am. To be honest, just not yet. One day I am. Seven spirits, Chris. It's simple. Yes. Yep. No, they did not try to ban me. Oh, well, yeah, I guess they could say they were trying to. They were trying to. And then somebody kind of warned me about something. So I took down some stuff to go through to make sure because somebody had told me something. So it was like, and I'm not really worried about people knowing who I am, but in the society we live today, yeah, there's a lot of foul people that can, try to do something, harm me or something else. So I got to really be careful in that manner. Yes, Rupert. Tell me, Rupert. Tell me yes or no, Rupert. Just give it a yes or no answer. Everyone, Simon, Rupert, Joseph, everybody. Socrates and Plato and Aristotle, very smart guys. Yes? Answer me this. Riddle me this. Did Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle use a scribe to write their dissertations or their theses or any of their teachings? Did they use a scribe? Yes or no? Someone, because Socrates and Plato and them never wrote books. So how do we know what they even taught? Did they use a scribe? Just yes or no? Yes. Yep. Legion of devils. Yes, yes. Legion of them. They were, boy. I tell you what, gnashing and grinding their teeth. Simon says yes, yes. That's true. So they all got mad because I now you cannot come up with what I come up with without doing the footwork. You gotta do all the understanding. You gotta put all things together. And then you go to Chat GPT, or you can go to a computer and use a computer, or you can voice today. They actually have a voice where you can record your voice and then the computer will print out everything that you're saying. But I don't have one of those. Those are very expensive. I wish I had one. But I think those are like 10 to 20,000 fucking dollars to do something like that. Have one of those things that what is it? That scientist guy who's paralyzed. Remember, he could speak into, or no, he did some whatever. It spoke for him, right? That's an expensive thing. But I used ChatGPT, Grok, and other AIs to write things for me. But I still have to. They don't know this. They only know source evidences of whatever's programmed. What year was Alexander born? What year is this? What's that? They have that data. But you don't have the data that Moses did not turn sticks into snakes. Because if you could go ask ChatGPT, where in the Bible do sticks turn into snakes? They'll give you the thing. If you were to say to ChatGPT, any question or anything about what I have done, you're not going to get what I've got. You have to actually do the footwork. So I have to program what it is that I want into it. And once that's done, it prints something out for me. It's like using a fucking printer. And they got all fucking mad saying he used Chat GPT as a typewriter. And I said back to them, don't go to a grocery store then, because if you go to the self-checkout lane, you're using a fucking AI to get your groceries. Fucking people are stupid. I use technology. I like technology. I use it for good. I sure the fuck ain't gonna take time out to write some fucking long ass fucking page. Remember, I'm working on the Grandmaster Scroll. Now, once I'm done with the Grandmaster Scroll, that's all logged in. Then I'm gonna have to figure out a way to print that. ChatGPT or Grok will print that for me, guys, because it's too much. But it's all stored. So what I have to do is I have to, extrapolate it from where I've got it stored and put it into some other kind of system that will print it out for me, because I'm lazy like that. But that don't mean I didn't do the work, because you don't find this in academia. You can't come up with this. No computer can come up with what I've come up with, because it takes a human being's touch. They got their panties in a wad. Panties in a wad. Yeah, Stephen Hawking, that's it. Yes, meaning of a scribe is another person who wrote for them. And you said no, the answer's wrong. Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle all had scribes that wrote for them. Every one of them. Every great thinker used a scribe to write for them. Did you not? You didn't know that, Joseph? So I don't know why they're getting mad at me for using a scribe. I mean, so should we go and start saying that Plato and Socrates and Aristotle are all fucking liars and we shouldn't believe anything that they teach or say because they had scribes writing their dissertations or their theses for them? No, Aristotle, Socrates, and Plato still had to come up with the idea. You understand now, Joseph? Finally? That's what they were all, because they don't understand. You can eat from the tree of knowledge, just don't use it for evil. So can I use AI for good work? Most definitely. I'm not using it for evil. I'm using it for good. Will AI later on become an evil entity because of the way people are using it? Most definitely. Most definitely. But so far right now, no. I just use it as a scribe. It's like I use guitar. If I want to plug my guitar into an amp and change the pitch or the tone or add some reverb or some distortion, I'm using a machine to do that. It's still me playing it. Fuck. Plato was the scribe for Socrates. Yes, but Plato also had a scribe. When Plato was young, he was a scribe. When Plato became older, he got himself a scribe. They all got scribes. Who wrote the Gospels, for God's sake? Wasn't Jesus. It was scribes. Who wrote your math book? No, let's just do it like this. Who wrote your school books? Who published them and wrote your school books? A printing press? Right. Should we throw all the school books away and they may, oh no, technology was used to make school books. They're all wrong. What the fuck? But this is the uneducated. This is how really uneducated people are when it comes to these type of things. No, I don't let these people get me down. But thank you. Pedals help with sustain and loudness. Yes. But who's still making the, you got to strike the string, right? I got to still type the key. I still got to walk into the books and read the books. I have to learn the linguistic of the language meaning. I have to do that in order for me to put something into something for it to write it out for me. Just like a calculator can sit on the desk. If you don't add 1 + 1 and then hit the equal button, you won't get the answer. You still have to have a human touch. That's why today, if AI does something on its own, you cannot copyright it. If you have humanity in that, then you can copyright AI. You can use AI as a tool, but it must have a human thing into it, and then you can copyright it. That's how you know when somebody's actually doing the work, because they can copyright something. If you see something being posted or anything else that has no copyright to it, then basically that's a false thing. It could be plagiarized from someone else, anything. Just like people with degrees, they could be faking degrees. You can go and buy degrees. I hope you know that. You can literally go buy degrees and put them in a nice fancy frame with your name on it and say, look what I am. I'd rather live and be and speak so that way you actually know who it is that's coming up with stuff. 3% of people were literate in the days of Jesus. Yeah. My mother was illiterate. My mother could not read or write. My own mother. You came up with the idea and then used the tool to finish it. I have the tool to put it down, to dissertate it. Is that the right? Yeah, that's right. Dissertate. Yeah. Is that the right word? That's what a dissertation is. Something's dissertating whatever you got into it. Transcribing it, scribing it, writing it. But you still have to come up with it. It's like, I'll tell you a secret about music here that a lot of people won't know about. You can watch this as evidence. Here's evidence. Van Halen, Eddie Van Halen, best guitarist in the world by far. But guess what? And anybody can go look this up. This is facts. You go find videos about Van Halen. Van Halen himself is telling you this. So check this out, everyone. Whenever Van Halen had a guitar solo, they went to a studio. Eddie would play a lick. He'd just play a lick. They recorded it. Then he'd play another one, record that one. Different than the other one. And they might do like 4 or 5 tracks of him doing different things with his guitar. Then they took it to the mixing board and they liked the sound of I like that part right there. They take that part. Then they say, oh, I like that part. That part sounds good. They take that part. Then they say, oh, that part's good. Oh, that one's real good. We'll put that one at the end right here. And then they make it, they put it together, and then guess what they tell Eddie he had to go do? Eddie now has to go learn this mix right here that they took and created. Eddie now has to go learn what that they're doing with what he did, and then he starts to play that live, or it becomes part of the actual song. But it really wasn't the actual full thing that he did. It was pieces taken here, piece taken here, piece taken here. And anybody who don't believe me, they can go watch Eddie Van Halen give the fucking thing where he tells you exactly how his songs were fucking made on his solos and how he learned how to play those solos. Fact. So before people start jumping me, go jump fucking Eddie. Because he was doing what I'm doing now. He was doing that shit back in the fucking 80s. Just in doing it with music. But people will be like, oh, Eddie's such a wonderful guitarist. Oh, God. No, he didn't actually come up with the solos. He came up with the music, but they pieced it together, and then he had to go learn it. And sometimes it was hard. He'll even tell you sometimes it was hard because he'd be way up here on the fretboard, and then all of a sudden he'd have to be way down here. They'd be way up here, way down here. And this was the invention of doing these different things. Allegros and Aleppos and fingering and sliding. This is the creation of it because they didn't really nobody was playing it like that. But when they mixed it together, it became like that. Then the guitarist had to learn that. That's why people today have to learn that, but they don't even realize that wasn't a thing they were doing. Dimebag Darrell had to do the same thing. Yeah, Dimebag Darrell in the thing for Pantera was doing the same thing. He'd go into the studio, play the guitar for a while, then they record it, then he'd come back in after he rested, play some more crazy stuff, whatever he could come up with, and then they piece it together and then say, here, Dimebag, you got to learn this because this sounds cool as fuck. So he's like, okay, they have to learn it. But in them learning that, that's how they became the best fucking guitarist. But it wasn't them that made it. They didn't invent that. They did, but they didn't. You have to understand what I'm saying. Yes, they did originally play that, but it wasn't put together in the manner that they had it. I like all of them. I like all guitar players, to be honest. See here, we got a guy here. Come here. He wants to gnash and grind his teeth. Check him out, everyone. John and them did not even let me talk, did he? And they got mad at me. I just proved a point to them when John was talking about this guy who said, in the Quran it says you can hit your wife. You're an abusive man. You're an abusive man. He was saying this on the podcast that I appeared. Watch ahead of me, the guy before me. John was trying to rip him one, and I heard everything he was saying, and John trying to act intelligent. That's what I wanted to come on and say. The word there for hit in Arabic is the same use of the word smite that's in the Torah. So smite, smitten, and smote does not mean you're actually harming someone. So just because the Arabic word says in the form of what you're thinking as hit somebody, because that's your English translation of that word, that don't mean that's what that meant in the Arabic. Just like smote or smitten. So Johnny boy, he has children. Does he smite his children to correct them if they misbehave? Does he have rules? Is he playing God to his own children? And if they break the rule, does he punish them? So as an atheist, are you pretty stupid saying there's no God when you yourself punish your own children? Are you a hateful God then? Are you a lying God? Are you a bad man because you love your children to discipline them, to correct and guide them? So don't even attempt to come to my channel and speak foolish bullshit to me, trying to say John did this or something. A complete fucking fool. Now he's going to try to defend it some more. Look, even though I gave him the truth, everybody, look, listen. I just told him the truth, right? Just told him the truth. And because John lives in England, he's an English wanker, and he has an Islamophobia. He started attacking Muslims with a hadith that's false. His interpretation is not the real interpretation of it. And look what happened. Look what happened. John became a loser. And when I showed up to his channel, they tried to straw man me because I asked them to define God, as an atheist, define God. And you know what the atheists started doing? They started using other religions, gods, to define their own, because the word atheist really means without God. So I wanted them to tell me, what are you without? Because there's many different forms of God throughout religions. So when you say there's no God, what are you talking about? Because Christians' ideology is a little bit different than Islam's ideology. The Hindus are different than them. So you need to define God. And you know what, John? I don't have to define God. Then what the fuck are you talking? Then who are we talking about then? Do you want me to debate the Hindu side of God, the Buddhist side, the Christian? Well, what the fuck are you talking about? You don't even know what the word atheist means. You think, I don't believe in a God. You think that's what it means. That's not what it means. It means without God. Stupids. But they don't know this because most of these people never go and study. And then they wanted to mute me. That's what they were doing, muting me, because they wouldn't even let me talk. And then he said, look, he's sideways on my screen. Oh, that's funny. That's fun. He clipped it, trying to make money, profit. He's trying to profit off of that. That's lame. That's so lame. A grown man with children, sitting on YouTube. You have children, by the way. And you sit on YouTube making fun of other grown men because their camera is sideways and you think that is a way for you to get money? That's a pathetic dude. That's why he's a British wanker. No offense to all you Brits, but even Rupert, come on now, Rupert. He lives in England. This is how he makes money. He's a grown man with children. Tell me, Rupert, is he not a fucking wanker? Is John Cohen not a fucking wanker, bro, in England? You know it's true. You know it's true. That's not. You need to go look up that word. Google it for yourself. Google the meaning. Break it down. You know, remember what Justin was trying to say to me? That word, when you break down a word, conjunctions, right? Break down a. Theo is from theos. That's the Greek. Theos. A. Theos. Ist. And ask yourself, when you conjunction the word down, break it down, what's it mean? Oh, then you're going to look stupid. England is full of wankers. It's true. I know. And I feel sorry for you because you can't get away. You're on an island. You're like in a little bitty island the size of Texas. So where the fuck can you move? At least in America, I have a much greater landmass where I can at least try to get away from these people. So you can slander me all day long. It just shows your education level. And this is for Big Nose of London. Remember when the Big Nose used to say, "Oh, Chris, you can't handle when people attack you. You got to do this." And he used to try to say that I would. I think I handle myself very good when all these fucking people come here and do what they do to me. I really think so. Nose was wrong about me. That's literally what the word means, but he don't realize it. You never study anything. You don't realize it. I just told you how to go look it up. Follow Justin. That's who you were following. Remember when Justin was trying to teach about breaking words down? Go break down the word atheist. Tell me what it means now. Don't get mad at me. I'm actually teaching you something. That's very important. So that way, when you come across atheists who are trying to tell you that there's no God, then you need to ask the atheist, which God is it that you don't have? You're without. Because there's many religions in the world. Which one are you talking about? And then that Sean, he started talking about Thor. When's Thor? Was Thor a god? I don't think Thor was a god, was he? Or is he? I thought he was a demigod. Like he had this big hammer. He was a demigod, wasn't he? I don't think he was God. I thought Zeus was God. Theos means God, yes. Is means it's a person. It's like Ish in Hebrew is a man. Ish. So what's mean? Or Theos, ist. All you gotta do is break it down. Just Google Theos ist. What is the etymology meaning of this word? And it will literally say Thor is his son. Okay, yeah. I knew, but Thor is not a god, right? Like I thought Thor was like a lower. Odin is the All Father. Yes. I don't know. Maybe Thor is a god, but I don't think so. Anyway, strawmanning me, trying to tell me anyway that Thor. I'm trying to let you know we don't believe in Thor. Okay, so neither do I. So am I an atheist too? No, I believe in a God. Which God do I believe in? I can prove my God. And you can't disprove what I say about seven spirits because then you'd lie. Therefore, I just shut down the atheists and they don't like it. Because you can't say life don't exist. Life is observable. Life is repeatable. That's called scientific evidence. That's all you need to prove, have evidence. So is wisdom, knowledge, understanding, counsel, fear. Those are all real things that you can analyze, repeat, all that. It's all there. That's the actual meaning of God. So you, as an atheist, you can't say God don't exist no more. They got mad at that, started to attack me because they don't know my God. My God is real. That's why I said define what you mean by God, bro. Is God my God? Seven spirits. Does that mean He's omnipresent? So is life in everything that's alive? Is God present as life in everything that's alive? So that means God's omnipresent. Is God omnipotent? Meaning that knowledge is everywhere within all living things to some extent. Not all people are as knowledgeable as others, but it's omnipotent in all life. Yes. So I just proved seven spirits is God, and it is very real in life. And the atheist hate me now. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Um, you can communicate with the sevens. What do you mean you can't communicate with God? You communicate with me right now. He can't even write Yeshua properly. please go and look at that video where he wrote down Yeshua. You see he used 4 consonants to write down a word that only contains 3. Yeshua, not Yahweh, Yeshua. He used 4. And he tricked you guys. You guys thought it was right. And that's why I was laughing. I just could not believe it. I was like, this dude has completely lost his fucking marbles. That's why he kept muting me. Because he didn't want me to expose him. You know the meaning of what he explained to you. That's pretty much all. You don't really have education. You're following a fucking atheist. How smart could you be? Bro, think about that for a minute. Stop yourself. What's this guy's name? Wild Face or Vivid Face, something like that. Stop. You follow an atheist. You couldn't be very intelligent. Fact. Fact. All your argument comes, I've already said this in my, go watch my video. Watch the whole video and you'll learn more. According to the Bible, I'm a non-believer, so they wrote about my kind back then. A non-believer just means somebody who doesn't understand it yet. Non-believers can become believers. You still got a chance. What are you talking about? So you got to learn the meaning of the word non-believer. It doesn't cast you out. Non-believers aren't cast this side altogether. It's just denoting that you lack God. You need God. We all do. I mean, I don't want to talk to an unknowledgeable, unwise fool. I hope you have knowledge, understanding, wisdom, life, fear. I hope you have that. Otherwise, we couldn't talk to each other. You just don't know what God is. That's people's problem in this world today. They've been tricked. Life. Look, he says life is not God. Life's not God. Then go away and see what you perform in the world if you don't have life. See what kind of meaning you are when you don't have life in you. Amongst the living, I am not the God of the dead. I am the God of the living. Okay, so for you, you think life is not God, then why are you? Go away. And let's see what kind of effect you have on the living. Go away. That's crazy. You see how insane they really are as atheists? I think it's funny. They almost have ate. They almost have had their dinner, and now they're back gnashing and grinding their teeth. They got their energy, so now they're going to gnash and grind their teeth again. The coat and the many colors of it. Well, kind of. I will on another stream, Simon, because I'm about to end this one. I'm going to eat myself. I'm a little hungry. What do you need God for? Bro, I hope you realize that without God, there would be chaos. There's no law and order. You think that as an atheist, this is our atheist argument. I can be a good person without God. No. Because there would be no such thing as good had God not introduced it to us. We would all be doing whatever the fuck we want to do. There would not be people. You'd be getting robbed right now. Murders and killings and thievery and rape and everything else would be happening had not God introduced to you a set of law and rule. Without it, man is an animal. You realize that. So don't sit there and make a claim that you came up with good on your own. You didn't come up with acting good on your own. Liar. Your parents, your own damn parents, spanked your fucking bottom when you misbehave. Don't fucking tell me you came up with being good on your fucking own. Liar. The fuck these atheists are. This is I destroy these motherfuckers. Your fucking daddy whooped your fucking ass when you fucking got out of line. So don't fucking tell me you can go and do right and wrong on your fucking own, asshole. That's why a lot of these children today that have no fathers, they're all a bunch of hoodlums because they never were taught right from wrong. So they're out. Look what they all do now. It's chaos, right, everyone? You see, they're living of life. Life without God is chaos. Fucking morons. They can't. I'm the king of debates, bro. You cannot debate me. I will sit there and critique your video. I will sit back after I have a discussion with you, analyze everything that we have stated, and I will come at you with a vengeance of fire that you have never had come at you ever before. I will spew fire out of my mouth that will devour you. Your daddy whipped your ass. Don't fucking tell me you could do right and wrong without it. Lying pieces of shit they all are, I'm telling you. Mind you, I'm just trying to be entertaining for everyone, right? I'm not only not crazy, just being entertaining. Trying to get to the point, right? Having an emotion, showing you how dumb this really is when people say these things that they say, and teach people how to attack these people who make false claims, how you should speak to them when they say something in ignorance. Why would you call them secular laws? You're calling them secular laws. Do you see that fallacy? What's secular mean? Wow. Well, Dwayne, I banned Dwayne, Simon. Dwayne got banned earlier today. I banned him. So if Dwayne was Nose got banned today because he was acting like a complete fucking moron. And I warned him. Remember about, what was it, a month ago? I told everybody because of all the chaos. I said, if you come here and you start attacking people, you're fucking out of here. I've had it. I've dealt with it for years and allowed people to do it. And I said, I've had enough of you. You're going to get kicked the fuck out forever. So he started doing it again today. He did it yesterday, the other day, really fucking bad. But I let him go on doing it. And he thought he got away with it until today. He thought he was going to do it again. Got fucking banned. He'll come in his other fucking accounts, though. He's got other accounts. Right and wrong is not an opinion. He says right and wrong is an opinion. Then go steal off somebody and tell me if that's an opinion. Go steal off anybody. And you tell me if the reaction, so to get everybody to understand, when people say, that's objective, that's subjective. Here's an example we can perform in science. You go steal off anybody. And let's see if the reaction is going to be the same towards you, asshole. It's not fucking subjective nor objective. It's a truth. It's wrong. It's empirical. It's not an objective nor a subjective thing. It's an empirical thing. And the reaction's going to be the same. Yes, this captain guy has very much tried, but he can't. I don't know what his deal is. He says emotions. I use emotions to get my point across because I'm a human being. Human beings are emotional creatures. If you don't have emotions, I would call you a psychotic. I would call you a, what do they call it? Starts with a C. I showed that guy yesterday. Remember, he was a schizophrenic, but he was a certain type of catatonic. If you don't show emotions and things, You're a catatonic person. I hope you realize that. Catatonic. And I'd be afraid, I'd be wary of a catatonic person. If you acted catatonic all the time and have no emotions to you, show no high voice, low voice, or reactions to anything, yeah, you'd be someone I would watch closely in a room. Most definitely. That's what my trauma taught me. Catatonic person is someone to be careful with. Remember what they say about the quiet man. Watch out for the quiet ones, the catatonic ones, the sociopaths. We need to open the nose of sealed envelope. I told you when he came and showed himself on stage, he'd be allowed. Um, well, then he has no love. So he says he finds emotion. So, right, like, I guess he has no girlfriend or boyfriend if he's homosexual. A lot of homosexuals here, because this guy's channel, I believe he has a lot of homosexuals that go to his channel. So perhaps Captain Luke is homosexual, and he says that he doesn't like emotions. And love is full of different kinds of emotions. So if you can't express love emotionally to your girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever you got, man, that's sad. How do you know? Um, now he's saying love is overrated. Oh man, that's sad, Captain. You ain't never been in love or had love. Dang, you don't know what you're missing. I was in love with this girl one time. She broke my heart, and my heart was ripped. Like, you guys ever had that happen? Were you really in love with a girl? Your emotional state is just so emotionally tied that when they break your heart, it is painful. You're crying, you got tears as a grown man. You know what I'm saying? Because love, it's like that's emotion, the roller coaster ride, man. Even God is love, and God's pure spirit. And that's love. That's a great love. He says secular means anything that is not spiritual, religious. Whoa, Captain, do you see what you just wrote? Secular. You said it's not? Oh, boy, you better check that again. You better check that again. Captain, do you want me to put that up on stage? Do I need to put that up on stage there, man? Wow. Ex communicatus secularum detestante. Yeah. Uh, not all campfire stories are an opinion. Some stories are actually true. Some stories are made up. So your point is moot again. Stories don't have to just be opinions. Wow. They have really done a number on you over there, Captain. Whatever channel you came from, those people have really brainwashed you big time, didn't they? Man, you stay around me, you'll get smart enough. Hang around me, you're gonna get smart, then you'll be able to go back over there and call them all like they're a bunch of fucking fuck ups. And then you'll understand why I flip them off. You know? Nothing personal. It's just an action. Fuck off. Stupid retards. And I know it's a bad thing. I shouldn't be doing it, but fuck. They deserve it for what they're doing to the children's minds. They fucking with them kids, man. Fuck that. You don't sit around and lie to a bunch of children. I've had enough of grown ass men misleading children. Fuck you. I'm tired of it. It's time all the fathers start waking up. You know what I mean? Fathers need to wake up. Get your hearts back to your children. Stop letting them follow all these weirdos that are on fucking YouTube. Oh, he was married? Is that why you don't like? Oh, now we see Captain says he was married, so now we see why he thinks love is overrated and shit. He got his heart broke. You got your heart broke. You was busted. Miserable. Crying, weren't you? Crying. Now you fucking hate love. Now you're going to stay away from everybody altogether. Man, don't do that to yourself. Take a second chance. Second chances are good, man. You might find somebody that really, really is better for you. It's always that. Now that you've learned. Every experience is a learning experience, man. Where's Kat? Catherine Ramsey. Not sure where she's at. I haven't seen her in a while. Nagar. Kat says she would keep an eye on Chris's channel. Yeah, she did say that. We've seen Gozy. Oh yes, Gozy's been. Gozy's probably here right now. Just isn't, writing her comments like she does. God receives weekly clinical sessions from Captain. I'm one of God's patients. I'm one of God's patients too. No, you didn't get your heart broke. I spent too much time on my business. Well, did when you say you were married once, obviously you're divorced now. So who divorced who? Did she divorce or did you divorce? You're the one saying that you spent too much time on your business. So obviously she must have felt neglected. So she divorced you, right? Be honest. Be an honest man. I hope you're not going to lie. Because if you say opposite than what you just stated before, you spent too much time on your business, then you're actually lying. I hope you know that I study patterns of people's personalities and words that they use to build a forensic identity on you. That's why I read things a lot and comment, try to get to know people and stuff like that. Yeah, her reason to file papers. Yeah, that probably hurt you because you were probably thinking that your job was important for you and her because you were supporting, right? You wanted to support, you wanted to be that man or that whatever, in that manner. And next thing you know, you're fucking smitten. She smoked you. See that guy, how he's trying to say it's not okay to beat your wife. Maybe the whole context in that is the way that you just got smoked by your wife. That's a smite, isn't it? When now you get papers all of a sudden. She's the one who sent you papers, not you. Don't try to say you moved on. She's the one who said she's moving on. Don't tell me that. Now you're lying, trying to make excuses for her and yourself. Don't make excuses. It is what it is. You did what you did. You learned from it. So I hope if you find love again, don't hate her. She taught you. It's that song by, dang it, who's that famous guy? Sings Down on Main Street. Bob Seger. Bob Seger has this song about women. That every woman that he ever met taught him how to be a better man for the next one. So you should look at it in that manner as well. Yeah, you cared. You cared so much that you told a complete stranger like me, a fuck up like me. That's how much you really care. Every guy says he don't care. That's a lie. You really care. Yeah, she taught you. She helped you recognize that you spent too much time at work. She felt neglected. You realize that. She left you. There's nothing you can do about it. It's over. But I hope that the lesson that God put you in, so next time a woman passes your way, grab a hold of it and you don't let it go and you learn how to keep it. Otherwise, that one can go away too. Blessings come and blessings go. God giveth, God can take away. So you better make sure that all you learn, you keep and retain. You got to retain in your criterion so that your praetorium is happy. So take everything and contain it in that criterion. Good and bad experiences of life. You're just being a brute right now when you call them naggers and stuff. That's you're just being a brute of a man. You know it. Trying to be cool, wanting to be cool, hang out with the guys. You nagging old lady, get out of here, you nagging old lady. Yeah, you want to be cool like the rest of the guys. That's not how it is in reality. We all know it. Every man who has a woman today knows you a liar. We all do, man. You're a fucking liar, bro. We all know the truth. Just like how women sometimes do what they do, and every woman could say to another woman that she's a bullshitter, because every woman knows the truth about men in that sense when married women. You're just in that young adolescent mind frame still about girls. They're trying to cling to that nonsense. You gotta get the fuck up out of that shit. Otherwise, you ain't gonna find another one. Simon will tell you what I'm saying is right. Simon, how long you been married? Simon been married for a while, ain't you? He's sitting there calling his lady a nagger. You know what I mean? Trying to act like he's a big man to the house. I'll wear the pants. Woman, shut up. Shut up, woman. I do what I want to do. Drinking my beer. Yeah. God had everything to do with it, but you don't see. You don't see it. You can't see. You were blind. So you lost the blessing that you were blinded by. It comes again. God gives second chances, man. Trust me. As long as your heart grows cold, though, and you say, I hate love. I'm tired of love. Love's overrated. That just tells me that that really affected you, man. I got affected. I'm not lying. I was affected. All of us here have been affected by it. We all have been affected by a woman. Yeah. Everybody, even a man nags a woman. Where were you? Where you been? It don't take that long to go shopping. You been out. Let me smell your pussy. I know what you've been doing. Yeah. We know what men are about. We know what men do. I got 14 sisters, bro. 14 fucking sisters. They all tell me stories about what the men say to them in a manner. I'm well aware of shit because I do it myself. And they ask me, why do you guys do, why do you, I'm like, this is because of this. You do that too? Yeah, I do. I shouldn't, but yeah. I learn from them when they say, they give me a different perception on how to deal with it. You shouldn't be like that. If you're going to do it, deal with it like this. This. Women will be more like this if you do it like this. And I listen to them, and guess what? All the cowgirls love me. All the cowgirls love me. You probably jumped in, and as well, you could be jumping into things that you should be jumping into as well. I mean, that's why you're supposed to not get married right away. You're supposed to get to know somebody before you go jumping into bed with them. That's a God rule. Did you know that? That's a God rule. That's not a man rule. That came from God. Because men would be jumping into bed all the time. Chaos. A lot of chaos be happening had that God not explained to us, hey, calm down. Gotta get to know each other. Go out. Talk. It's not all about sexy. Because you may find out that when you speak to that girl that you think is so beautiful, after you speak to her, she may not turn out so beautiful anymore. She may be ugly now. You know, ugly and beauty, they kind of, turn offs and turn ons. I've seen a girl very attractive, got to talking to her. It's like, man, she's fucking horrible. Now she's not attractive no more. I've seen that kind of girl. They're all out there, man. They're all out there. That's why you got to test the waters. There's lots of fish in the sea. Trust me, I'm a captain. I know there's lots of fish in the sea. Cast that hook, reel them in, get to know them. If you don't like them, let them go. Just like Sting from the Police said, baby. If you love someone, let them go. And advice about with women about what you spoke about, it all finally worked out because it's 3 years I focused looking for God and taking care of mom and nothing else unless they find me. Well, you can chase them too. It's not nothing wrong with chasing, but you know, be careful who you chase, right? You don't want to chase a devil, turn around and bite you, right? That's why it's important to get to know people. How old do you think I am? If you say you think I'm in my 30s, I will slap you silly. I'll slap you silly. I was almost married about. I was married almost about 28 years ago. 28 years ago, I almost got married. I fell head over heels, and then I got bitten and smacked silly. My heart broke, shattered. I was shattered. She shattered me. She beat the crap out of my heart. Sad. I was sad for years, man. Years. Can you imagine? I was sad. I think it took me 3 years to get over that shit. For real. I was even going out trying to looking for love in all the wrong places. Looking for love, all the wrong faces. I even tried that plan. It didn't work out for me. I was messed up for 3 years. You're in your late 40s? Is that what you're saying? Or are you saying I'm in my late 40s? I could just tell you I'm almost 50 years old. Next year. I think that, yeah, next year I'll be 50 years old next year. Damn, man. And I just told you, next year I'll be 50s, man. 50. I'm over the hill. I'm scooting down it. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm scoot down in the hill now. I'm just like Simon. Simon, are you scooting down the hill? That's another reason I flip those young punks off when they disrespect me, because, you know, they're always associating with little children. That's another thing I don't like, instead of actually talking to grown adults, grown men. That's why I like people that come on my stage so I can see their face, because I really don't engage with the young generation. I mean, if they want to watch my videos and ask questions, fine, but, I don't like to engage in a manner. I would tell them, go talk to your dad about shit. You know what I mean? I'm not your fucking daddy. I ain't your stepdaddy, and I don't want to be your fucking stepdaddy, and I don't owe no child support. So go on down the fucking road, punk. Simon says, yep, he's scooting down. When you gonna get you a scooter, Simon? They're fun, I'm telling you. For Australia, you probably have some fun. Kangaroos will probably catch up with you. I don't know if they get freaked out by them. Or if you try to run and take off from a dingo, it's going to catch up with you, but at least you gave it your best shot to get away. Joseph says he's married for 3 years and I lost everything but gained my relationship with God and was back in my mom's life, so it was worth it. Yep, meant to be. All works out. Things happen for reasons that you may be unaware of. That's why they say there ain't no God. You don't know. You don't know why God put you in a situation until you gain knowledge, get some counsel, and gain some knowledge, and submit yourself to try to learn from the experience. Sorry. So will be his scoot, his dingoes be behind him with his kangaroos. Oh shit, they're gaining on me. They're gaining on me. I gotta hit my nitrous. Got that nitrous button. That'd be some shit. Put nitrous in my scooter, huh? Damn. Get pulled over by the policeman. Sir, you've been speeding in your scoot. You can't give me a ticket. I ain't got no gas. This is electric, bro. This ain't no gasoline motor. It's legal. I don't need no license. I don't need no bus fare. But anyway, I hope that this podcast helped people and all you haters out there learn something else, understand the truth, because none of these comments here will be saved on this stream, because I don't really care to analyze all the nonsense hate and stuff. After a while, just becomes repetitious. They just repeat the same thing they say over and over again, which is insanity, according to Albert Einstein. Now they're insane. So we will end my live stream. As always, thank you, everybody. Well, Captain, I'll tell you something though about it. It's a learning experience for me so that I can see and see what people are in a manner, and because of the way I am and who I am, I analyze it. I really do. I analyze it, and I learn from it, and I try to make myself a better person from it, and reactions and stuff like that. It's like Simon said, it's meant to be for a reason, and I try to learn things from it. Because a lot of people, this is what I learned from it, Captain. I'll explain to you. Sometimes people don't really mean what they say. Sometimes they become over emotional, especially because, if I destroy, let's say you're your follower has been lying, or your leader been lying to you or whatever, and then somebody comes along and exposes your leader, and then now you feel like the loser. You're the loser now, and nobody wants to be a loser. So losers lash out, right? We were all kids at one time. When we lost, we got mad, right? So this childlike mentality always comes back, even as an adult, when you become a loser in that manner. So you gotta learn how to take the punches, weave, duck, and dodge, strike back every once in a while, hit that jab in, but weave. Stay in the ring, don't give up. Get what I'm saying? Hang in there, and you can finally give them that right hook that will lay them out. And then they'll fall. 1, 2, 3. You're out, down for the count. They won't come back again. But to learn that, your reactions and different things like that is always helpful, because people that are in this mind frame are always going to be in that way. There's always going to be people like that. So you just gotta, deal with it as it comes along. It's just the way it is. But like I say, when I get disrespected, yeah, I'm gonna go after you big time, and I'm going to cuss at you. I'm gonna say fuck off. I'm gonna call you little wussy, little pansy, little girly fuck, and I'm gonna flip you off because you deserve it, especially after the way that you treat other people. Do unto others as you would want done to yourself. So you see, every time I go on their show, anytime I've uploaded any podcast, I present myself first of all. Peace be with you. How are you guys doing? Thank you for having me. Next thing you know, they lash out. It's them that lash out. It's them that get all their panties in a wad. It's them that don't want to listen. It's them. Then you get people that still come. Look, they're more back again. So anyway, we'll end my live stream. Appreciate all the comments. And again, you know what they say in Hollywood. You know what they say. What is it that they say? I got to think. They say something in Hollywood about news about somebody, or when you go to the newsstand and you pick up that paper and you see something about yourself, whether it's good or bad, it's still publicity. Good publicity or bad publicity is still publicity. They're not nice. They have an agenda. You just don't see their agenda. You just don't see their agenda. They all have an agenda. They're trying to profit. First of all, they're trying to make money, bro. You can't see that? You don't think that's an agenda? You're crazy. I am Hollywood. What are you talking about? I used to be based in San Diego. Crazy, man. I used to be based in San Diego, California. Every day when I woke up, a 747 would fly by and I'd say, kill, kill, kill. What's up? You don't know nothing about me. You don't know nothing about my life. You think ChatGPT is your enemy. That's why you're acting crazy. Look at your name. Just look at your name. Look at the name he's chose for himself, this guy. Dookie. That's what he's changed himself. See, you don't understand what we call that base, do you? See, there's two camps. One is what we call Hollywood. If you were down in Hollywood, that's based in San Diego. That's the easy camp. That's a fun place. That's sunshine and warm. Or you can go down to a different place where it's miserable and rainy and not so fun. But you don't know nothing about that. Know nothing about that. All right, people out there that do know what I'm talking about, they know what I'm talking about. I don't need you to know what I'm talking about. The real dudes that been where I've been, they know what I've said. They know it. It's code. You don't get code. You don't get code, do you? All right, guys. Thank you guys for coming. Peace be with you guys. As always, enjoy the rest of your day or your evening, whichever one you are in. And I guess we can close out. What song should we close out today? Should we close it out with a country song? Yeah, let's do that. Let's see, do I got that country song here? Let's see if I got my country song here. Yeah, we'll do this one. This was perfect for today because all the haters came today. So we'll play this country song right here for all the haters.
Hey, shalom, shalom alaikum.
Look, it's Christopher. Over there, he's coming over this way. Come on, let's get out.
Hey, where are you guys going?
I was riding down the highway with the radio turned low. Heard a story about a stranger folks refused to know. Name was Christopher Almighty, standing tall against the flame, speaking words of higher wisdom. They mocked him just the same. Now the platforms tried to break him, cast his words aside. But truth don't bow to numbers, it's the law of God inside. You can laugh at revelation, you can spit and curse his name, but contempt won't stop the thunder when the storm begins to rain. He said, son, they'll try to shame you when your light burns bright and true, 'cause the darkness fears the sunrise and it hides from eyes like you. But the crown of heaven's kingdom, it was never made of gold. It belongs to those who stand when the lies are getting old. I leaned in close to listen, every word cut like a blade. A lesson carved in silence in the truth that God had made. Their contempt's a broken wagon, rusting in the sand. Superior and imperial is the word that plays my band. So remember when they mock you and the horse drag you through the dust. The wisdom of Al-Mahdi is a light we all can trust. You don't fight hate with hatred, you just let the fire shine. 'Cause the truth will ride forever and the last word will be mine. He said, son, they'll try to shame you when your light burns bright and true, 'cause the darkness fears the sunrise and it hides from eyes like you. But the crown of heaven's kingdom, it was never made of gold. It belongs to those who stand when the lies are getting old. So keep on riding swiftly, upon horse drag you through the dust. The wisdom of Al-Mahdi is a light we all can trust. You don't fight hate with hatred, you just let the fire shine. 'Cause the truth will ride forever and the last word will be mine. He said, son, they'll try to shame you when your light burns bright and true, 'cause the darkness fears the sunrise and it hides from eyes like you. But the crown of heaven's kingdom, it was never made of gold. It belongs to those who stand when the lies are getting old. Keep on riding swiftly upon horses fresh and new, and keep in mind Jeremiah chapter 12 verse 5 before our day is through. So keep on riding swiftly upon horses fresh and new. Keep in mind Jeremiah chapter 12 verse 5 before our day is through.